Hello and welcome to my dungeon. There are many ways to handle experience and character power progression in an RPG. Advancement rolls, experience points for certain activities, and milestone level ups. But original Dungeons & Dragons just gave you one experience point for one gold coin you brought home from your adventures. And a pittance of experience for killing monsters. An even more streamlined system would only give you experience for gold. Why would you ever do that? Let's start our line of reasoning by asking why we are giving out experience points in the first place. For one thing, it's a system to make characters more powerful as the game progresses. This might be obvious nowadays, but before RPGs this was an obscure concept. Conan the Barbarian never leveled up in his adventures. He was powerful the moment he was introduced, and he stayed pretty much the same power level throughout all of his stories. Ulysses never leveled up. Neither did any other hero from legend. Sometimes a character will gain a power-up through the events in the story. Maybe they earn a powerful magical artifact, pull a sword from a stone, or find a magical ring. But that's not really a level up. We get something more close to that in Kung Fu movies, where the character goes through epic training montages to hone their skills and become stronger. Even that is still far from the way an RPG handles XP and power progression. You gain power through adventuring, through progressing in the story, not through training. For now, we can accept that this form of power progression is unique to RPGs. As I said, experience has two functions. One is power progression, and the second is as a reward system. The game rewards the players for doing well. It's how you measure your success in numbers. Different RPGs will have different ideals for this. Some games reward advancement rolls just for using skills and surviving an adventure. Others might reward development in a character's relationships or just milestones to level ups. Since XP is a reward system, you can use it to reward the kind of gameplay you want to see more of. So if you wish to encourage role-playing, give out XP for role-playing, for getting to know new people and changing the relationship to people you already know. If you wish to encourage exploration, give out experience for every new hex traveled and every adventure site explored. This means you also should not give out XP for actions you don't want to see. Don't want to GM for a party of murder hobos? Stop giving out XP for killing monsters. So, why do old school RPGs give you experience for gold? It is an easy and elegant solution to establish the motivation for adventuring and D&D's core gameplay loop. Go into a dungeon to seek treasure, find treasure, bring treasure home, get stronger, and then seek out a more dangerous dungeon to find more treasure. In an open sandbox game, or even a Western Marches style campaign, it can be hard to establish player motivation or milestones for level ups. Using gold solves both of these problems. Players will seek out to find the most gold in the shortest amount of time, so they will go into the most dangerous dungeon they can hope to handle, going off into random directions, and tangents that don't promise gold is discouraged. Fighting when you don't have to is discouraged as well. If you don't give XP for killing monsters, every fight just becomes a pointless danger and drag on your resources, that should be avoided. Players are encouraged to find cost-effective solutions to get to the treasure. Now, players might try to find easier ways to make gold, safer ways. But if they try to earn gold through forging armors, for example, they will soon find that with raw material prices, guild membership, taxes and labor costs, there's not so much profit in that. It may be safer than adventuring, but you level up painfully slow. Or they might turn to banditry, but they will soon realize that poorly armed peasants don't have gold, and nobles in which merchants have armed guards that are just as dangerous as any monster. That is even before considering that you might gain a bounty and other adventuring parties might come after you to collect on that bounty. At least that is how an adventuring role should function. If you want your PCs to seek adventure and you use a gold-based XP system, adventuring should be the quickest way to make gold. You can always restrict your players' choices with additional rules, like you only get XP for gold you found in dungeons, for example. But with a bit of adventuring world building, you don't really have to. With gold as experience, it becomes natural to seek out important quests with high rewards, follow maps that promise legendary treasure, and sneak past sleeping dragons to steal their hoard right underneath them. This also gives players the power to distribute the experience as they see fit. Introduce a new, low-level character to the party, give the lion's share of gold from the next adventure, and power level it to the group's level. The party wizard is just missing 100 experience for the next level. Give him some of your share so he can level up and be more useful on your next adventure. He'll repay his debt next time you need some experience to level up. That, of course, also gives the players the power to misuse the system. Withhold treasure from the rest of the party. Don't give out a fair share of the loot to new party members. Players can become pretty toxic to each other. Greed is not considered one of the 7 deadly sins for nothing. This is where role-playing and world-building comes into play. Adventurers that are known to withhold loot from the party will soon find themselves with no one to go adventuring with, while honorable, generous adventurers that give extra shares to low-level characters will always gain more and more powerful allies. Though you might have to tell this out loud to some players out of the game that don't realize how greedy they are being. Another problem you might run into is that the PCs quickly become insanely rich if they don't have a reason to spend the gold and just hoard it. Adventuring is a costly affair. Equipment, provisions, potions and magic items all cost gold, and hirelings want to be paid. But if that is not enough, there are a few things you might try. Replace gold coins in treasure with silver. So basically, cut the amount of treasure by 10. But also run silver for XP. That way the party can level up without getting insanely rich. Or use a system where they only get experience if they waste the gold. Buy a castle or townhouse, spend it on wenches and meat, donate to a church, or whatever else fits their character. That way they have to decide if they want to spend the gold on new equipment or on level ups. You also don't have to use gold for experience exclusively. If you would like to encourage other aspects of the game, you can reward these with experience points as well. Maybe hand out huge XP rewards if the party hits a milestone in the story or a character reaches a personal goal. Though, you might always reward them with gold. How much gold would a noble title and a fiefdom be worth? So, that is gold for XP. An elegant system built to reward adventuring, or a hellish treadmill of human greed. Your experience may vary. I thank you all for watching, and I bid you farewell, until we shall meet again.